Okay, hi all. Good evening. So the intention of this session is, I know many of you has question or doubt regarding interview process, or maybe many of you are from non-technical background. You are preparing for data analyst or data engineering job profile, right? So I know many of you have a lot of questions, and it's long back I have taken such a session. So I thought that okay, let's have a, session where it will be an open forum and you can ask question. Okay. So feel free and ask question. Your question may be like anything related to interview process or how to prepare. I'm from non-technical background. I have this year of experience, so how to prepare. So if you have any question, you can ask. So please go ahead. Who wants to ask first?
Uh, Sir,
Yeah, please go ahead. Pooja.
okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
Pooja.
want to ask that in the
Hmm.
interview, what are
Hmm.
they going to ask? Like, are they going to ask to import the data?
Okay. You're asking about which job profile, Pooja?
Analyst, data analyst.
Data analyst. Okay. So first of all, let's try to understand what is the typical task of a data analyst. That is very important. Okay. Then you will understand that, okay, what type of questions they can ask. Okay. And the 3 hours workshop which I have taken, I know most of you were there in that workshop. So you would have understood like what is a typical task of a data analyst. Actually, what happens nowadays in most of the company or the business, they are dealing with huge volume of data. Okay. So it's become difficult for them to understand how the business is performing if they don't know the data or the information behind it. So data analyst is a person or is a job profile which can help a business to understand like how the business is performing. Or you can take the example like today when I have solved that question, right? We have taken an ad hoc session like department where the profit is increasing month over month, right? So from that, the business can understand that the department where the profit is increasing or decreasing month over month, quarter over quarter, year over year, because they have to make a strategy, business strategy accordingly. So for that, first of all, they have to understand how the business is doing. So this is the typical task of a data analyst. You are the one who is responsible to convey to the business stakeholders. Now, your business stakeholders can be your product owner, they can be your uh, investors, they can be your CTO, they can be your CEO. Okay, so they have to understand that how the business is doing. So the data analyst is the job profile who has this responsibility. Like suppose if you're working as a data analyst, so your stakeholders can ask you that, okay, tell me how the profit is increasing, in which department we have a very good profit, or the department with the highest profit, department with the least profit, what is the average profit of all the department, compare our profit with the competitors. Many times, like the competitors, they also publish the number, right, how they're performing. So this is the typical task of a data analyst, and that is why you should have a strong communication skill, a strong presentation skill, and you should have a strong command and SQL, because the stakeholders will be asking you questions related to the business growth, and you have to quickly write queries and then you can answer. So this is the typical task of a data analyst. And then the challenges are like you are getting data from multiple sources. You have to clean the data. Sometimes the data will be having null value, junk value, duplicate data, right? The domain values are not there. It is not following the constraints. So then you have to clean the data, right? That is also a very hectic task. And then on top of it, you have to write queries to fetch the data which your stakeholders are looking. Okay. So this is first of all the typical task of a data analyst. And data analyst is the job profile which is needed in most of the businesses, whether you're working in medical science, life sciences, insurance, finance, manufacturing, e-commerce, and transport or logistics. Everywhere we need data analysts. And that is the reason, like the data analyst is in huge demand these days. Trust me, it becomes very difficult for us to hire a good data analyst. because like this job profile is not that much old in the IT industry. It is like just I think in the last 2 to 3 years only we have this, almost maybe 3 to 4 years we have this data analyst job profile, and that is the reason, like in the IT industry, even the non-technical people, they are they are invited to appear or to attend the interview because it doesn't needs much coding. And this is a misconception many of you have. Many of you think that okay, IT industry is all about coding. No, now the trend has changed. If you have a strong logic building ability, or literally I can tell like if you're strong in mathematics, okay, or if you have a soft corner playing with the data or the numbers, then you can work as a very good data analyst. And the path is like you can join as a data analyst, then senior data analyst, lead data analyst, and then you can enter into the world of data science and then AI, ML, and all those things. Okay. So this is the path. So always, whenever you're appearing for any job profile, I'm not telling only for data analyst. Maybe you're planning for data engineer, business analyst, ETL tester, SQL developer. First of all, try to understand that what is a typical task of this job profiles. उनको project में करना क्या होता है. So when you will understand this, no, it will become little bit easy for you to prepare for it. Okay. So this is the typical task of a data analyst. Now come and hope you understood like why it is in demand like anything. But again, one thing I want to tell, after 2 to 3 years, the demand will saturate. The reason is there'll be a lot of resources who will be having good expertise on data analyst. You could see like many institute, many edtechs, many colleges, institutions, right? I'm getting some background noise. So they have this data analyst course. So many folks they are preparing for data analyst job profiles. So down the line in another 1 or 2 years, there'll be a lot of resources in the market will be having a good expertise on data analysts. Then the competition will be too tough. Same thing happened during 2013-14 with Java. 2010 onwards, the Java was booming like anything. Everyone in the IT industry, they want to learn Java. Same thing I have told multiple times. And then during 2014, 13, 14, a lot of Java resources were there in the market. I know many of you are just having 2, 3 years of experience or 5 years of experience. So you might don't know this, but if anyone has more than 10 years of experience, if you will ask them that if they have joined IT industry, that they want to learn Java, and Java courses was like anything, it was like a hot cake in the market. Okay. Then during 2015, the big data came into existence, and then slowly the crowd, the IT engineers, they started moving into the big data technologies like Hadoop, MapReduce, and all those things. And then slowly, business intelligence, Power BI, and Tableau came into existence, and then now data engineer, data analyst. That is why the technology stack keeps on changing. So now coming to the data analyst part, data analyst, more than 50% weightage is given to SQL. Please remember this. There'll be no compromise on SQL. SQL में कोई भी interviewer आपसे compromise नहीं करने जा रहा. So you have to be very strong in SQL. Now in SQL, again, many of you have that habit. Okay, you will go through the cheat sheets or you will go through certain set of interview question, and don't take anyone personally. I also used to do the same thing. But why I'm telling this will not help you much, because in data analyst job interview, what happens? The interviewer will give you certain set of business question. Okay, they'll be having Excel sheet. They'll give you that. Okay, this is the business problem. This is the data. Now come on, write a query. So if you have theoretical knowledge, if you have ready-made knowledge, if you have a habit of going through the cheat sheets or may I request to go on mute, please? So in those cases, it will be difficult. Are you understanding, guys? Okay. In those cases, it will be difficult. So if you are preparing for it, don't take any risk here. Don't be selective. Here, you should have a strong hold on, first of all, group by count having. This you should have a strong hold. Why I'm telling this? Because they will not ask questions from group by count and having. They will ask questions from the aggregate function. But to solve the questions related to aggregate function, you mean like sum, max, minimum, average, like group by and having is very important, right? Then CT expression, it should be crystal clear. Okay. Then joins, window function, set operator. These areas you have to work. Recursive city, if you don't know, chalo theek hai, chalega. They will not ask much question on recursive city. Even if you don't know correlated query, theek hai, wo bhi chalega. Okay. But count group by having aggregate function, set operators, joins, window function. If you want, you make a note of it. These five areas which I have told you, it's very important. Okay. So here you have to prepare. And coming to the preparation, you have to follow a strategy. First of all, what all assignment questions I have given, work on it, complete it. If you have solved it by one way, try to solve each question at least two methods. Today, the question which I have asked in the group, see, we have, I think, five, six solutions I have shared, right? So like that, you have to, and this will not happen overnight. यार एकदम से नहीं होगा कि today you started learning SQL और कल से आप चार पांच तरीके से you can able to solve. No, it will not happen overnight, boss. ठीक है? And there is no shortcut. मेरे डिक्शनरी में तो कोई shortcut नहीं है बाबा. I don't know what is shortcut keyword. Okay, work hard, and that should be in a smart way. Okay. So that is what make a routine if you are really serious, because this is a golden opportunity. I am targeting the non-technical people especially. I am telling you, this is a golden opportunity. After 1 or 2 years, if you want to make a note somewhere. After 1 or 2 years, the market will be full of data analysts. फिर competition बहुत tough होगा. Okay, because I'm into this industry for the last 14 years, right? So I know how the trend changes, interview process kaisa hota hai and all those things. So these areas you have to work, and it should be in a proper way. I know in this group many folks, they regularly work on SQL. I could see Dinesh is there, Akhil is there, Satyajit, I'm not sure he is there or not. Okay. Then Jayant is there. So they all keep on working, right? So it pays you. So that is why be active in the alumni group and try to solve the questions. I'm posting questions on LinkedIn as well. आप लोग पूछते हो कि और क्वेश्चन कहाँ से करें यार, 200 से 250 क्वेश्चन तो असाइनमेंट में हैं. If you'll go through my LinkedIn post, almost you'll be having 50 to 60 or more than that question. Try to work on it. If you have solved using one way, try to solve using another way. Okay. But again, I'm reiterating, लिख लो कहीं पर भी. यार cheat sheets will not help you. No one is going to ask you a question कि minus operator क्या करता है. No one is going to ask you कि what is the difference between left join and inner join. No. Why we used to ask this type of questions during interview? Just to check your basics. Because if these basics are not as strong, then after that we will not ask a question. After that formality होगा. Okay. So no one is going to ask you the simple questions. Okay. Okay, what is the difference between left join, right join, full join, cross join? Or many times you will see on LinkedIn, okay, questions people will ask you, okay, in one table you have 110, another table you have 010 null, इसका output क्या होगा? नहीं. If you're going for a good company, for a good job profile, if you're going for a good package, this type of questions will not be asked. Okay. So this has to be crystal clear. After SQL, Python, Power BI, Excel. Now, many of you have this misconception. Okay, Tanvir, in this company, they are asking only SQL and Power BI. Why I should learn is Python? Tanvir, in this particular company, they are asking SQL and Excel only. Why you are telling us to learn Power BI and Python? I totally agree with you, boss. I totally agree. It depends on the project to project and company to company. But don't be selective. Don't be selective. SQL, Python, Power BI, Advanced Excel. These four modules are needed to work as a data analyst. And don't be specific in this particular company. They're asking SQL and Python. तो मैं SQL और Python ही सीखूंगा. I will not learn Power BI and Excel. No. We never know in any other company they can ask other modules as well. So why to take risk, right? So SQL then Python. Huh? In Python, you have freedom. They will not ask that much complicated question because Python was started in 1990s, 1990, but it has not gained that much momentum till 2015. 2015 तक यार पाइथन का उतना कोई नामो निशान नहीं था. After this big data and then analysis came into picture, then this Python has gained momentum. Suddenly 2017-16 के बाद से people started learning Python, and because it has the capability to do the analysis with the help of pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib library, and all those things. That is why Python is needed these days. But still, interviewers are not asking that much tough question from Python. Python means you should know the basics of Python. You should know the different data types like list, tuple, set, dictionary, the difference between them, when to go for list, when to go for tuple, what is the benefit of tuple, what is the benefit of list, what is the benefit of set, what is the limitation of them, then for loop, if else loop, object oriented concepts, then pandas, numpy. इतना भी अगर आप कर लेते, if you're able to work on it, it is sufficient from Python. Then Power BI, that is from the reporting tool, and advanced Excel. So these four modules, and roughly it takes 5 to 6 months to prepare for it. Okay. And daily means after the classroom lecture, if you have to do at least 1 hour self-study, working on the assignment is very important. So this is needed if anyone is planning for data analyst. I hope I have answered in very in-depth manner. But if you have any other question, please go ahead and ask. Any other question, anyone? You can ask from data engineering or any
Yeah,
other.
Tanvir,
हाँ,
I have a
yeah,
question.
Kavita.
Engineer's profile. So
Uh,
non-tech background.
just a minute, Jadit. Sorry. I'll let Kavita complete. Yeah, Kavita, please go ahead.
Yeah, so Tanvir, I'm a Tableau developer and
Okay.
I'm having 6 years of experience. So, what
Uh-huh.
do you think? Like, should I upgrade myself in the Tableau itself, or should
Okay.
I like add on the Power BI? Because
Okay.
many people said me like you
Hmm.
have a good experience in the Tableau, you
Hmm.
should grow yourself as a Tableau developer only.
Hmm.
Like you can
Hmm.
work on the Tableau more, like you can also
Hmm.
check the latest feature you can develop, and many other
Hmm.
things you can do. And other than this, you can go with the Python. Like people say, don't
Hmm.
go to the Power BI, you can learn Python or any other ETL tool or something like. So what do
Okay.
you think? Yeah,
Okay. Fine.
this is my first
Uh,
question.
okay. Let me answer this first. And I will request those who have question, you can raise your hand, okay, in the Zoom chat, so I can understand how many of you have question, and we can plan the session accordingly. So Kavita has asked a question that, okay, Tanvir, I have a good expertise on Tableau. I have 6 years of experience in it. So what you suggest? Should I continue with this Tableau or should I explore another skills as well? Okay, to answer this, uh, Tableau is needed in business intelligence, right? It's a no doubt, it's a great tool in from the business intelligence side. You are the one who are responsible for sharing data with the client or the stakeholders, right? You might be creating fancy dashboards and you'll be sharing that with the client or the stakeholder. I think this is the typical task of what you're doing, Kavita, right? Am I correct? Okay. So if you
Yeah,
will,
Tanvir.
okay. So if you will understand, let's try to understand the history. Because see, whatever I want to answer, I want to give a justification for it so that you can understand in a better way. Okay. So Tableau is a great tool, no doubt, in the business intelligence side. But when I started my career in 2011, at that time we were having UAL. I'm not sure how many of you know Unified Access Layer. Then I have seen OBI, Oracle Business Intelligence. Then I have seen Alteryx. Then this Tableau was there. Then now Power BI. Okay. All these tools are working in the business intelligence side, and they have grown, they have enriched with the time. Okay. Means if you will ask me what is the difference between Tableau and OBI, Tanvir, बहुत बड़ा difference है. There's a great, means huge difference between them. Means OBI, I remember when we used to work, it was means you cannot customize it to the level what you can do in Tableau and Power BI. Okay. So today you have a great expertise on Tableau, Kavita, right? Now Power BI is a very good competitor for Tableau. You all know that, right? But maybe tomorrow some other tool will come in the market. हो सकता है, right? Some other company will be working on it and they will launch a new tool. And maybe that the fees will be very less. And suddenly you will see all the companies slowly they will start moving to that particular tool. Then what you will do? Then you have to learn that tool. Then you have to search for the new job or whatever it may be, right? So my first answer and the very straight answer to everyone is don't trust any tool. Multiple times I have told you. And the very good example is Informatica. 2010 till 20, Informatica was ruling the ETL world. I'm not sure how many of you know Informatica. And still Informatica is there, Informatica, IICS and all those things are there. Okay, but it is not having that much craze what it used to have earlier because the same pipelines we can create using Python and many other frameworks. Okay. So my straight answer to you, Kavita, is don't trust any tool. First point, and this is for everyone. If you're a champion in Tableau, if you're a champion in Power BI, we never know tomorrow that can get decommissioned from the market. Okay. Never trust any tool. Hi, you are in the business intelligence side, you know Tableau, then quickly start learning Power BI because Power BI is gaining more momentum as compared to Tableau. The reason is Power BI is a Microsoft product. Most of the companies, the products what they're using is of Microsoft, so they get it as a package. Okay, and the license fees of Power BI is less as compared to Tableau. It depends on many other parameters as well, but this is also one of the reason. So if you are good in Tableau, start learning Power BI. It will not take much time for you because most of the features will be same. But apart from it, why you're not exploring the world of data analyst, Kavita? Enter into the world of data analyst because it will be easy for you because you are interacting with the stakeholders, you know what they want. So just if you will learn like I know you have done SQL, so maybe I'm not sure Python how much strong you are. So try to enter into the world of data analyst then. Okay, because maybe business intelligence में down the line ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि this Tableau and Power BI can have that drag and drop option and the stakeholders they can create fancy dashboard on their own. Same thing happened in that websites, no? Now you have many platform where you can create your own websites, right? That is what I will recommend you to explore the area of analyst, and that will not be a difficult task for you. Hope I
So,
answered your question, Kavita.
yeah, Tanvir. So Tanvir, as you're saying, I should like focus on the data analyst as a role of data analyst. So what are the skills I need to learn? Like the SQL one you are saying, and the Python and the Excel one?
SQL, Python, Power BI, you know, and advanced
Hmm.
Excel. ठीक है.
Okay.
But keep advanced Excel at the last. I'm not telling it
Hmm.
has less weightage.
Like the
Keep it at the
priority will be
this is the
uh,
priority I will
uh,
recommend. And apart
hmm.
from this, I will tell to everyone who is preparing for either data engineering, data analyst, business analyst, SQL developer, PL SQL developer, or data tester or ETL tester. You all must know the basic terms of database, data warehouse या ETL. ये बहुत जरूरी है यार. Why I'm telling, we struggle a lot. Many times it happens, you crack the interview, you joined a company, you're working in the project, but you don't know the basics of database. Suppose you attended you are in a meeting with the client. Okay. Client is telling I want a city type 2 to be implemented on this table. Now you don't know what is the city type 2, what you will answer, what you will understand, how you will code it, right? They are telling, okay, I want soft delete. You don't know what is soft delete. They are telling, okay, this table is present in this snowflake schema. You don't know what is snowflake schema. So don't be that much calculative, boss. I'm telling this to everyone. That is why I always tell you have to select between survival or excellence. Always try to think that, okay, wherever I am working, I have to excel in that field. Don't think of survival. कि यार जैसे भी करके जॉब मिल जाए और दाना पानी चलता रहे. नहीं. This should not be your thinking. Always think big. ये सोचना है आपको कि I have to prepare in such a way कि whatever question interviewer will ask, I'll be able to answer. यार वो कहीं आसमान से तो क्वेश्चन लेके आएगा नहीं, right? He'll be asking those simple SQL questions or the Python questions only, right? It will not be out of syllabus. So what will happen when we take interview? Okay, suppose I have taken an interview and we give marks. Okay, we have that sheet and we used to give marks and that is shared with the delivery manager or the recruitment team. Suppose I have taken interview of two candidates. One candidate has scored 5 out of 10. Other candidate has scored 8 out of 10. So obviously I will select the eight candidate who has scored 8 points. But the benefit what he will get, if he is exceptional, so whatever salary he is asking, we have to negotiate to that level to a certain extent, which means if our budget allows. So that is what happens. So if you are appearing for an interview and if your interview is very good, you have answered most of the questions, you have convinced the interviewer, that also directly impacts your package. Okay, so ETL बहुत जरूरी है for everyone I'm telling. Okay, now don't ask me when you are starting the new ETL batch. I don't have any plan as of now because of the hectic schedule, but I'm telling to everyone, if I'm not starting any batch, so don't wait for me if any other trainer is starting. But आपको सीखना है. Okay, after this session, I will share 10 to 15 topics where you should know how it works and not theoretical. मैं theoretical की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. Don't tell me, Tanvir, I know ACD type 2 क्या होता है, history maintain होता है. No. You should be able to convince ki why I should go for ACD type 2 because many times the stakeholders can ask this question. So that is also needed for everyone. Okay, I will share those 10 to 15 topics. Everyone has to understand it. It's very important because nowadays the interviewers are asking questions from that as well. Okay. Yeah, Kavita, any other question do you have?
Yeah, Tanvir. Actually, I have another question. So it's like
Yeah.
after the like, what is the career growth after the data analyst?
अरे यार इसी का मार्केट है अभी. The
नहीं मतलब
market is
like I have a like after
after
10 years, 10
after
years like
10 years का तो कविता I'm not in a position I can tell. The reason is the tech stack is changing at a very rapid pace. And one thing again I want to make it clear. Earlier as well I have told you AI is not going to evaporate any job, boss. Recently, if you have seen Nandan Nilekani, you might have heard he's one of the co-founder of Infosys, right? He has told don't blame AI if you are getting layoff. यार layoff की बहुत reasons होती हैं. There are multiple reasons if anyone is getting laid off. Don't blame directly कि अच्छा AI आ गया है अब तो सब कहानी खत्म हो गया. There is no job in the market. IT industry भी खत्म हो गया. Can you imagine the world to run without IT industry? Can you imagine? आप बता दो कोई एक प्रोडक्ट जहां पर आईटी इंडस्ट्री का सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं है. Your coffee vending machine, it has Java programming. Your washing machine, it is also having coding. Your bike, ये जो बाइक बनती है उसके अंदर भी सॉफ्टवेयर्स होते हैं, right? So without software, can you imagine the world to run? No. And AI is not that much matured as of now कि the companies they are blindly using AI कि भैया चलो अब AI से सारे coding करो. No, it is not that much matured as of now. हाँ, you have to start learning it. Now, talking about the prospect down the line. So you start with data analyst. I have answered this in the beginning itself. You start with data analyst, then then you will be promoted as a senior data analyst, then lead data analyst, and after that you can enter into the world of data science. It will be easy for you. But suppose if someone is asking that Tanvir right now can I enter into the data science? यार बहुत ही मुश्किल है. It's little bit difficult. I'm not telling it's impossible. It is like someone who is studying in the second standard. You're asking him to appear for 10th standard exam. Difficult to hoga, right? So that is what. Go step by step. So Kavita, for you, if you will enter data analyst, and for you it will be very easy, Kavita. Because see, you are into this business intelligence. आपको reporting का idea है. Just you have to sharpen your skill on SQL and Python. Okay, you can enter data analyst. And after that, you have to aim कि after 3 to 4 years, I have to enter data science. फिर आप data scientist के एरिया में चले जाओगे. And after that, still if you want to continue, then you can explore the world of AI, ML. ये path है. This is the actual path. Okay.
I
Or
got it. Yeah.
maybe, Kavita, if you're thinking कि no, no, Tanvir, I'm not interested in the technical side, तो फिर आप क्या करो? You get a hold on all these things. ETL में क्या होता है, database में क्या होता है, reporting में क्या होता है. Means at a 10,000 feet you should have the understanding, and then you enter the management side of it, like project manager बन जाओ, senior project manager, maybe scrum master. Okay, you can enter into that field as well. Okay. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, Tanvir. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Akhil, you have raised hand.
Yeah, Tanvir.
Hmm.
I have, I think, two questions. First one is when you say advanced Excel,
Hmm.
which all topic consist of in advanced Excel?
I will share the list of topics, Akhil. Okay, the reason is because I don't take advanced Excel classes, so I don't have those topics handy. I will share that in the group. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
ठीक है.
Another question is,
Hmm.
as you mentioned about the growth from data analyst to data science.
Hmm.
So my question lies here.
Hmm.
I think there are three paths, right? One you mentioned about the management, which is completely a different road.
Hmm.
Then we have the two paths, which is one is data engineering and one is data science.
Hmm.
So few people say like data engineering. I mean, not only people, but I know like data engineering consists of, I mean, this more of a coding and all this cloud infrastructure and all those things.
Hmm.
But when it comes to data science, it is amalgamation of both programming and mathematics.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
how would the person decide which path would be, for him or her down the
Hmm.
line? Is there any key factors which we can consider while we are deciding that route down the line?
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Akhil, the question which you have asked, I want to know like this question is asked by a fresher, or this question is asked by
Okay.
someone who has 5 years of experience or 10 years of experience, because the answer will be different. So you want answer from
Okay.
which perspective?
Let's say if somebody is having around maybe 8 to 10 year experience
8 years
range.
of experience. ठीक है.
Yeah.
Now see,
So same question I'm also having, but from a non-tech background.
non-technical background. ठीक है,
Yeah.
Jadid. I will come to your question. I'm sorry, you are waiting, I think.
No,
Okay,
no,
I
no,
missed
sir.
you. Okay, so first of all, again, let's try to understand like what is the typical task of data engineers. Data engineers and data engineers is a matured version of SQL developer or PL SQL developer. इसी role को पहले SQL developer या PL SQL developer कहते थे to a certain extent. Now that is termed as a data engineer. Okay. But what is the typical task? Data engineers are the one in any project who are responsible for loading data. मैं बहुत ही layman term में जा रहा हूँ. Okay, I don't want to bombard you with the heavy technical terms or jargons like pipeline and all those things, right? Data engineers are the one who are responsible for loading data into different layers. The layers can be a staging layer, integration layer, access layer. अगर लेयर भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो ये समझ लो कि data engineers are the one who are responsible for loading data into the tables. Now, you might be thinking कि यार ये तो बहुत ही simple काम. This is a very simple task of loading data into tables. No, ये simple task नहीं है. This is the main task actually. This is the main task because there are a lot of challenges are there. You are getting data from multiple sources, multiple formats at different times. Each and every data has a different constraints. You have to take care of it. Then they have different business logic, transformation logic, ETL logic. Few of the data are duplicate, null hai, junk value hai. You have to take care of all those things. Then you have to load data. Then you have to apply business logic. So no doubt, if you want to be a data engineer, you have to be very strong in coding skill. No doubt. पहले तो ये clear कर लो, ठीक है? You have to be strong in SQL. You have to be strong in PLSQL, Python, Unix. ठीक है. अब आप कह सकते हो, पूछ सकते हो कि तनवीर मेरे तो प्रोजेक्ट में यार यूनिक्स नहीं यूज करते हैं. हो सकता है, maybe in your project they're not using Unix, but I'm not telling from any project perspective. Generic में बात कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है, based on my experience, we have used SQL, we have used PL SQL, Python and Unix in if you want to in a data engineering project. So hope this point is clear. If you want to be a data engineer, you have to be strong in this skills. One thing, misconception. Many of you think a data engineer is in more demand as compared to data analyst. No. And don't go with the flow, guys. कि data engineer ज़्यादा demand में है. You're not strong in coding. Still, you are going into data engineering. No, you will struggle at a later point of time. I can bet on this. You will struggle. The pipelines which you will create, it will be having a lot of defects then, and then you will be feeling frustrated. You have to decide if you're strong in coding. If you have a soft corner in coding, then go for data engineering, boss. If you're strong in mathematics, if you're strong in building logic, if your communication is good, your presentation is good, you love the analysis, and then you go for data analyst. Because I have worked in this both job profiles. Throughout 14 years, I have worked in data only. Business analyst, data analyst, SQL developer, tester, सब कुछ मैंने किया. That is why I'm telling you this. Okay. So this is the answer, Akhil. This skills are needed if you want to go for data engineering job profile. But if someone has 8 years of experience, okay, till 7 or 8, ठीक है. And if you are from the technical background, if you are from the technical background and if you have 8 years of experience, then if you are planning for data engineering, I will recommend that yes, you can go ahead for that, because it will not be that a roller coaster job for you. It will be a little bit easy for you. But if this question is asked by someone who is in the non-technical background, you're working in the civil, or you're working in the mechanical area, or you are in the pharma, now you have 8 years of experience, now you're planning to enter into the data engineering job profile. So my recommendation is कि यार मत करो, ठीक है। आई एम नॉट टेलिंग कि ये इम्पॉसिबल है, मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि इट विल टेक अराउंड 7 to 8 months और मोर देन दैट फॉर यू, ठीक है। एंड मे बी आफ्टर 2 to 3 months यू विल फाइंड कि अरे यार ये तो बहुत ही डिफिकल्ट है, then it will become difficult for you. You might feel frustrated. But that is what, if someone is having not 8 year, 9 years of experience, you are in the non-technical background, then don't go for data engineering. It will be a little bit hectic task for you. If someone has 3, 4, 5 years of experience, you can explore that. But the condition is you should have either a soft corner for coding, coding आपको पसंद आती है, or you have a good expertise in coding. Coding means SQL, Python, sorry, Unix shell scripting, PL SQL, ये सारी चीजें आती हैं. Then you can go for it. And apart from that, you should have a strong understanding of the basics of database, data warehouse, ETL, ELT, star schema, snowflake schema, dimension table, fact table, and all these things. Then you can go for it. Hope I answered your question, Akhil.
Yes, thanks, sir. Just
Okay.
last question on your
हाँ. Yeah.
previous question with respect to management role.
Mm-hmm.
So generally when we tend to work in IT industry for long, I mean, there is two routes, I think, towards management role. One is, I mean, people do MBA and then they
Mm-hmm.
start their career itself as a program manager or project manager, or maybe something like, then trainee or some manager, like that route. And one route is through experience into technical roles. You eventually, with your extensive experience, you move from technical to the management side based on your interest level down the line. So, how a person with experience, let's say, it's the same question, I mean, 8 to 10 years, uh, if wanted to move towards the management side, what should be the ideal steps of that person who wanted to move towards maybe a scrum master or maybe a product owner or maybe a project manager, delivery manager, like those kind of roles.
Okay.
So what should be the ideal step? Is there any specific course, or he needs to do maybe some specific certifications, or like what exactly according to you is the ideal, maybe suggested
Okay.
path for the same? Yeah.
Okay. So to answer, although I'm not into the management role, I'm into the technical role. And to be frank, like I don't like that role, management role. It depends on the test. We cannot tell कि any it means this is good or that is bad, right? If someone has done MBA, you're right. Many people, they will do MBA and they will directly become a project manager or senior project manager. That is a shortcut. Okay. But in
Yes,
that
yeah.
case, you have to do MBA from a reputed college and all those things. Okay. But it also happens you joined a company as a software engineer, you're working in the coding side, and after 6 to 7 years, you discovered that no, I don't like this coding area. I'm not that much tech savvy. So I want to enter into the management side, and you want to become a project manager or people's manager and then senior manager and all those things, right? So for that, the one thing is, you have to go for internal job posting. That is the most simple task. Because suppose you are working as a lead in a company, and if you will then switch as a project manager in some other company, it will become a little bit difficult. So the best part is you apply for internal job posting in the same company where you are. Then you will be working there as a project manager, work there for project manager for 2 to 3 years. And I know that will be a little bit challenging because switching from technical role to the management role is a little bit challenging. Okay, and vice versa. So then you enter there as a project manager, work for 2 to 3 years, and then you can switch to some other company. Then they will consider, okay, this guy has that experience. Because if you see the job description, clearly they will mention, okay, you should be able to handle a team of 20 people earlier and all those things. And then they will ask you that how you used to estimate the project, how you budget and all those things, questions they will ask you. So that is what I'm telling. In the same company, it is easy to switch as an internal job posting, and then you can switch to some other companies. There are some certifications like PMP and other certifications are also there, but I don't have the exact list of it. Okay. And then you can go as a Scrum Master as well. And then you can switch to product owners and all those things. Those job profiles are also good. And ultimately, then you will become a stakeholders, right? So that is also one of the path. Hope I
But
answered,
there
Akhil.
is one
Hmm.
one
Hmm.
yeah, but there is one challenge in
Hmm.
this. But nowadays, I think trend in IT industry has changed a lot. I mean, people who are more closer to the technical roles along with their managerial capabilities are,
Hmm.
generally tend to be more safe in their roles when it comes to current scenario in the market. That's what I believe in. Like,
Safe
what do
in
you
what
think about?
sense? Safe in what
I
sense
mean,
you are telling?
safe in
Layoff.
when, yeah, I'm talking about the layoff
यार
criteria.
layoff का तो है ना see layoff there is no guarantee for layoff. And generally, when you will see there will be a layoff, generally what happens, the those folks who are getting a very good package, first of all, they are fired from a company. अब आप imagine करो कि there is a software engineer who is just earning 25 to 30,000. Okay, let's say example of Infosys, TCS, or any other company. They will not be fired because 25 to
Mhm.
30,000 employee, the one who is earning, if they will fire them, that will not impact much in their book of accounts. So that is why, first of all, they will fire directors, associate directors, and all those things. So if you're thinking
Mhm.
from the safer side perspective, I don't agree on that point. Okay, because when layoff happens, many reasons are there. Again, you cannot claim कि recession है इसीलिए layoff हो रहा है. Okay, many other reasons are there. Like sometime they have overhiring has happened, or they don't have project. They some automation has happened, or many companies they have this strategy as well. Okay, they don't want same employee to work for more than 20 years. Okay, in my previous organization, same thing has happened. They told those employees who have more than 20 years of experience, okay, we will give you 14 months of salary free of cost, and you have to resign from the company. Different organizations, they have different strategy. Okay, so from that perspective, I don't think so. It will help much. But many folks, they have this, okay, they are working in the technical side, okay, and now they want to switch into the management role because maybe they like it. That is also fine. Okay, that also happens. It depends on
Okay,
the choice
thank you.
here. Okay, it
Yeah.
depends on the choice. That is what I told. If you like technical part, go for data engineering. If you want analysis, go for data analyst. If you want that, okay, I want to manage the things, manage people, then you can go for the management role. Okay. Fine. Next question was asked by Jayadit. So Jayadit, do you have any question? I know few of you are raising hand. I will come one by one. Yeah, Jayadit.
सर बेसिकली नॉन टेक वालों के लिए पूछना था कि नॉन टेक जैसे कि
Hmm.
डेटा एनालिटिक्स आपने एक चीज बताई तो अब
हाँ.
उसमें बहुत सारे बार प्रोफाइल में बोलते थे कि एमएलए के लिए भी वो जो
नहीं
जॉब
यार,
डिस्क्रिप्शन होता
देखो
है।
देखो देखो. Okay, have you completed your question? Sorry, I interrupted in between.
सर मैंने कंप्लीट वैसे तो आपने जो प्रीवियस
हाँ.
क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे उसमें कुछ तो आंसर्स हो गए लेकिन उसमें कुछ
हम्म.
कुछ चीजें बस ऐसी आ रही कि
हम्म.
जॉब प्रोफाइल्स के लीड में वो एमएलए पूछ रहे जबकि मेरा वो
अच्छा.
उस
हाँ,
फील्ड में जाने का है नहीं। ऐसा है कि
अच्छा.
पावर बीआई या
हम्म.
एनालिटिकल पार्ट में मूव करना मतलब उसी
हम्म.
फील्ड को आगे मूव ऑन करना। तो सर वो
ओके.
थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करता है कि मैं गलत
हम्म.
तो नहीं जा रहा हूँ या मिसगाइड तो नहीं हो रहा हूँ सर वैसा कुछ।
हम्म. ठीक है. I remember long back, I think 6 months back, when we have
हाँ
earlier we used to have this type of sessions very frequently, but I was occupied, so it's my bad. I'm not taking the sessions. So earlier I have answered the same question, and like I'm into the recruitment as well for a long time. I was with Infosys, Fidelity, and many other companies as a recruiter. तो क्या होता है ना कि when they share the job profile, so in the job profile they will mention 5 to 10 skills कि भाई ये भी आना चाहिए, ये भी आना चाहिए, ये भी आना चाहिए, ये भी आना चाहिए, right? They will see many skills they will mention. Okay, and many of you don't apply. You think यार मेरे को तो इतना skills आते ही नहीं, I don't know all this skills, so it doesn't make sense of applying for it. Many of you think about it and you don't apply. Never do this. Okay, when we get a job profile, होता क्या है कि suppose if I have to take an interview, तो HR will share a job profile with me, or my project manager will share job profile कि तनवीर ये चीजें skill sets होनी चाहिए candidate में, and they will tell कि out of this if you find 50% skill, it is fine, you hire them. Okay, because hiring एक बहुत ही complicated task है. Okay, and each company on an average they spend 1 lakh 2 lakh rupees in hiring one person. आपको ये नहीं मालूम है, but इतना खर्चा होता है hiring में. और जब आप कंपनी छोड़ते हो, when you resign from a company, so again you know that's a very hectic task for any company. So that is why you will see if you resign from a company, your HR, your product manager, your project manager सब लग जाते हैं आपके पीछे कि यार क्यों छोड़ रहे हो, right? So even if you see 50%, and this is for everyone I'm telling, even if you see 50% of the skill sets, what has been mentioned in the job description, JD, if you know that, go ahead and apply. 40% bhi aata hai, go ahead and apply. And they're mentioning AI, ML and all those things, ignore all those. Okay, those are the only fancy words. Okay. And many times what happens, suppose I'm hiring someone and I know that this guy doesn't know this language or tool, but I have found it कि okay, if I will train, he can grasp it quickly. I will hire you. Okay. So don't be confused. Okay, in this skill sets they have mentioned all these things. I don't know this, so I don't have to apply. No, the formula is check if you know 40 to 50% of it. Yes, I know. Go ahead and apply for it. Okay, Jadit. Hope I answered
Okay.
this.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get distracted with all these noises. These are all noises यार. Okay. मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ मेरे प्रोजेक्ट में क्या हुआ था. Once there was a business analyst in my project. He was a pure business analyst. उसको ये stock exchange का पूरा knowledge था. Okay. But in my project we need someone who should know about the stock exchange, but he should also know about the SQL skills. हमने उसको ट्रेनिंग दी SQL skills का, but he was reluctant. He told कि no, I don't want to learn this programming language. I'm from the business side. I will I will work on the business side only. So he resigned, he went. Now we are searching for someone. हमने बहुत ढूंढा कि कोई business analyst मिल जाए with SQL skill. Difficult to find. अब तो है. I'm talking about 2016 की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. Okay, I was in Fidelity at that time, Gurgaon. So we hired a lady and my project manager told me कि तनवीर यार देखो कुछ भी SQL आता है तो hire कर लो यार. Means even if she knows the basics of SQL, hire कर लो. Okay. So many times this also happened. You don't know like when in the project there is an urgent need for a business analyst or data analyst. तो ऐसा भी होता है. So why to take risk? If you think okay, I know 40% what is mentioned in the job description, please यार apply कर दो. Don't take risk, boss. Apply कर दो. Okay. हाँ. If you don't know a skill, if interviewer is asking, tell them, okay, sorry sir, I don't know this, but if I am getting trained on this, I can learn it quickly. Don't bluff them. बेवकूफ मत बनाओ इंटरव्यू को कभी भी. कुछ नहीं आता है तो कह दो कि नहीं आता है. That is accepted. Okay. ठीक है. Okay.
So,
Next question. Peter, you're asking question. Please go ahead.
yes, sir. I had two questions.
Yeah.
First one was how much is PL SQL required for being
Hmm.
a data analyst? Because
Hmm.
mostly whatever I have worked, I
Hmm.
didn't encounter that much of PL SQL. But
Hmm.
is it useful to someone as a data
Hmm.
analyst to learn the PL SQL or not?
Okay. To answer this question, PL SQL is not a showstopper. अगर आपको PL SQL नहीं आता है तो it is not like कि you will get rejected. Okay, generally I'm telling PL SQL is not a showstopper for a data analyst. Data analyst में where PL SQL is needed. Suppose you have to suppose I'm working as a data analyst. Okay, so what will happen? The business analyst or the development team they will give me a piece of code and they will tell कि Tanvir this is the code here, from this try to understand the requirement. अब उस requirement में if there is some PL SQL code then I have to understand the requirement. अदरवाइज डेटा एनालिस्ट को ना पीएल सीक्वल का काम नहीं पड़ता है बिकॉज पीएल सीक्वल इज नॉट दैट मच नीडेड इन एनालिसिस. सीक्वल, पांडास, नमपाई अगर आपको आता है 90% और मोर देन 90% ऑफ एनालिसिस इसके बल पे चल रहा है. इफ एनीवन इज वर्किंग इन डेटा एनालिस्ट राइट नाउ, आई होप यू ऑल विल एग्री. सीक्वल, पाइथन में पांडास, नमपाई, फॉर लूप, इफ एल्स लूप, ये सब आप जान लो. डेटा फ्रेम यार आप डेटा एनालिस्ट में तहलका मचा दोगे. हाँ, so answer, straight answer is Peter, PL SQL is not a showstopper. No one is going to reject you just based on the PL SQL. Okay, but it's fine. If you want, you can learn it. But before that, you have to give preference to SQL, Python, Power BI, Advanced Excel.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next
And
question.
my second question was being a data analyst of a 7-year experience and
Hmm.
suppose you want to switch to a data science. So what should be the roadmap and
ठीक है.
how he should make a plan so that he
Ah,
gets successful in data science?
okay. See, try to understand first of all what is the difference between data science and data analyst. Data analyst, the job of a data analyst to extract the data and share that with the stakeholders. Suppose if Peter is running an e-commerce site, Peter मेरे को पूछ सकता है कि Tanvir, tell me, okay, which department, which location profit is increasing or decreasing. I will write a query and I will give that to Peter. कि Peter, okay, in the electronics या mobile या फिर दिल्ली या चेन्नई में profit increase हो रहा है या decrease हो रहा है. That is the task of data analyst. The world ends here for data analyst. Data scientist, what is the task of a data scientist is whatever the data I'm extracting. Suppose I share that data to Peter, in the mobile what you can say department, the profit is increasing, but suppose the grocery is not performing well, then it is expected from me to also do the analysis that why a grocery is not performing well. What is the reason? Then what all strategies the stakeholders should take? What modification they have to do? What is projected down the line in next year? What can happen? So the data scientist has to do suggest some strategies. Okay, what is the root cause and all those things? So that is the difference between data analyst and data scientist. So if you are a good data analyst, so almost you are like a 50% data scientist. Now on top of it, try to gain some more better hold on Python language and then try to learn like in mathematics, that calculus, probability, statistics, okay, because those things are required very much. Okay, and then you should be able to create some models like predictive models and all those things. Then you can enter into the world data science. If you want, I can share the complete syllabus, okay, after data science, what you can do. And actually, that is the path, Peter. If you're working as a data analyst, no, then next you have to target for data science and data
Yes, sir.
scientist. Okay, that is the path. But if you're working as a data analyst, that is good. Almost 50% you have cracked. Now, next you can plan for data scientists. So I will share you the curriculum on which you can work. Okay.
Yes, sir. And hope you are planning for the classes also of the maths.
Yeah, mathematics I am planning. Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, Ashish Rana, can you please go next?
Yeah, hi Tanvir.
Yeah, hi Ashish.
So Tanvir, as you said last time कि Informatica MDM ट्रेंड कर रहा था 2010 से 2020 के बीच में, तो
Correct.
अभी मैं लास्ट 2 सालों से ना Informatica MDM डेवलपर काम कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है,
ठीक है। इस पे
कॉग्निजेंट पे।
IICS पे कर रहे हो आप?
नो, Informatica MDM 10.3
Informatica,
version।
अच्छा,
Yes,
ठीक है।
yes। So अभी जो मेरे कलीग हैं वो सब स्विच
हाँ।
कर रहे हैं 2 साल के एक्सपीरियंस पे, है ना,
अच्छा
तो
जी।
उनको पैकेज भी एकदम ठीक मिल रहा है। तो अभी मैं
अच्छा।
ये सोच रहा था कि मेरे को Informatica MDM पर ही स्विच करना चाहिए, या फिर जैसे आप बता रहे हैं कि डेटा एनालिस्ट में बहुत ज्यादा स्कोप है आगे चलकर, तो मैं किस पे स्विच करूं, मैं थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हूँ।
अभी
और
आपका क्या है, मीन्स रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज क्विकली बता सकते हो अभी आप क्या कर रहे हो?
तो मैं प्रॉपर एक पाइपलाइन क्रिएट करता हूँ Informatica पावर
ठीक, मुझे
सेंटर
समझ
से
में आ
लेके।
गया, आई गॉट इट। ठीक है, तो आपका क्वेश्चन है कि व्हाट शुड आई प्लान नेक्स्ट, राइट?
राइट।
अच्छा, ठीक है। ओके, टेल मी नाउ, आई हैव वन मोर क्वेश्चन फॉर यू। द पाइपलाइंस व्हिच यू आर क्रिएटिंग, आर यू एंजॉयिंग इट? कैसा लग रहा है आपको उसमें?
आई एम एंजॉयिंग इट।
ठीक है।
बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है बनाने में और
ठीक है।
काम करने में, और एनालिसिस वगैरह भी करना होता है कि
हाँ,
हाउ कि डेटा क्यों फेल कर रहा है, यहाँ से यहाँ क्यों नहीं जा रहा,
करेक्ट।
तो वो चीजें फाइंड करने में बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है मुझे।
ओके, अगर जॉब फेल हो रही है तो क्यों हो रही है फेल,
हाँ
डेटा
हाँ
रिजेक्ट हो
हाँ
रहा है तो क्यों हो रहा है, ऑल दोस थिंग्स,
हाँ
राइट? देन यू
हाँ।
गो फॉर डेटा इंजीनियरिंग, आशीष।
ओके।
आप डेटा इंजीनियरिंग में जाओ। ओके, व्हाई आई एम टेलिंग, नो डाउट डेटा इंजीनियरिंग इज हैविंग अ वेरी गुड स्कोप। द रीजन इज डेटा इंजीनियर्स आर द वन, एज आई टोल्ड यू, दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर लोडिंग डेटा। वही डेटा पाइपलाइन बनाना होता है आपको। ओके, and if data engineers are not there, who will load data? And then who will do analysis? Suppose you are someone is working as a data analyst, but if data is not there, how he will do the analysis? How AI and ML model will work if data is not there, right? So that is why data engineers are the one who are responsible for loading data. And if data engineers are not there, तो कोई भी जॉब प्रोफाइल एग्जिस्ट नहीं करेगी। देयर विल बी नो जॉब प्रोफाइल इफ डेटा इंजीनियर्स आर नॉट देयर, क्योंकि डेटा ही नहीं होगा तो फिर how you will do the analysis, how you will create models and all those things, right? So my
राइट।
answer to you is, Ashish, no second thought, you go for data engineer job profile. Okay, and for that I think you are preparing pipelines, तो आपका Python, SQL, PL SQL तो ठीक होगा ही होगा। Unix
यस
Unix देख लेना, I'm not sure कि how you are in Unix shell scripting. वो
तो
थोड़ा देख
यूनिक्स
लेना।
अच्छा है।
यूनिक्स ठीक है, ठीक है। देन ऑन टॉप ऑफ इट कोई एक क्लाउड का, अमेजन या जीसीपी कोई भी एक सीख जाओ। ओके, एंड देन यू कैन यू स्विच इनटू द डेटा इंजीनियरिंग। आपका तो एकदम फ्लो पक्का चल रहा है, सही चल रहा है। डेटा इंजीनियर से फिर एंटर कर जाओ, ठीक है।
थैंक यू तनवीर।
ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम। नेक्स्ट, कमेश। कामेश
Yeah,
और कमेश, या
yeah,
प्लीज गो अहेड।
Kamesh.
कामेश, या।
So, Tanvir, I have been working as a business analyst in the project management side for the last four
ओके,
five years.
ठीक है,
लेकिन अब since SQL skills को काम पे लाना है और switch
ठीक है।
करना है तो
हम्म,
I have been looking for jobs and applying for multiple roles. लेकिन वो ऐसे calls नहीं आ रहे हैं मेरे को उतने,
हम्म,
या फिर
हम्म।
ऐसा कोई इंटरव्यू शेड्यूल नहीं
अच्छा,
हो रहा है, क्योंकि आई हैव नॉट प्रायर एक्सपीरियंस इन एसक्यूएल।
अरे रे नहीं यार, ये देखो, मैं एक बात बताता हूँ, सबको बताता हूँ मैं एक बात। आई एम टेलिंग वन थिंग टू एवरीवन। यार जहन से कुछ बातें निकाल दो। आई एम टेलिंग दिस टू एवरीवन, ठीक है। पहली बात, तनवीर मैं नॉन टेक्निकल बैकग्राउंड का हूँ, एकदम भूल जाओ। ये नॉन टेक्निकल कुछ वर्ड होता ही नहीं है मेरे यार। कितने कितने स्टूडेंट्स नॉन टेक्निकल के दे आर इनटू द दिस एनालिस्ट रोल। कितने, मैं बोलूं मैं कितने को गिनाऊं? निष्ठा गुप्ता, और एक और बंदा था, एक पटेल करके एक बंदा था। देन शहबाज। many folks are there, non-technical वाले, right? They are working as a data analyst, data engineers. तो नॉन टेक्निकल वाली बातों को जहन से निकाल दो। आई एम टेलिंग दिस टू एवरीवन, डोंट थिंक आई मीन नॉन टेक्निकल क्या होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा। आपको चीजें सीखनी है, और यू कैन क्रैक एनी जॉब प्रोफाइल। मेरे काफी एग्जांपल हैं यार। एक तो बंदा था जिसने बीए किया था, बैचलर इन आर्ट्स, नाउ इज वर्किंग एज डेटा एनालिस्ट इन फिजिक्स वाला। ओके, मेनी सच एग्जांपल्स आर देयर। Okay. Now, second question is, Tanvir, I have a gap. Oh, sorry, Kumar, I'm very sorry. So then few of you has a question that, okay, Tanvir, I have a gap of 1 year or 2 year in between. So can I switch? Yes, of course. Yeah, we are human being. We can have any other unforeseen circumstances. Nobody knows, right? So if you have any genuine reason and you have taken a gap of 1 year or 2 years, it is fine. The companies will agree on it, but you have to show some strong justification for it. That is also accepted. It doesn't mean कि okay, something happens in any one family and he has taken a break for 6 months or 1 year, so his career is over. No, not at all. Huh. Then you have to again start working. You enrich your skill and you appear for the interview. So nothing happens from that perspective. Okay, so gap doesn't matters. Your non-technical skill doesn't matters. Huh, you have to prove yourself during the interview. That's what you have to do. Okay. So the question, what you're asking, Kamesh, so you're working as a business analyst. So I have a question for you, Kamesh. Tell me, after 5 years, where you want to see yourself? Then I will answer your question. And be honest here. Okay. Where you want to see yourself after 5 years?
Sir, I'm not very sure of this thing as of
Okay.
now.
Hmm. Okay. But I want everyone to make a plan okay, where you want to see yourself after 3 years or 5 years. Why I'm telling that? Because then you can prepare a strategy. Suppose, okay, if you are asking me that, okay, Tanvir, what you suggest? So currently you're working as a business analyst, right, Kamesh? So earlier, the expectation from a business analyst during earlier means during 2015 till 18, 19, the expectation was a business analyst should know about the business. That was sufficient. But nowadays it is expected that the business analyst should be techno-functional. Techno-functional means you should also know the technical stuff. Because the challenge what we are facing is, suppose a business analyst is working in a project, okay, and there is some issue with the data. The stakeholders will tell to the business analyst that this data is not of good quality or this is not as per the expectation. And if you don't know the technical stuff, then you will be dependent on the data engineers. You will tell to your stakeholders, okay, acha, let's wait for some time. I will connect with the I will connect with the data engineers. They are the technical people, and I will get back to you, right? So that's what the problem we used to face, and that is why nowadays it is expected that the business analyst has to be techno-functional. Techno-functional means if something is wrong in the pipeline or the data, you should be able to debug it. You should be able to find the reason, right? So first of all, what you have to do after business analyst, you directly target for data analyst. Okay? After business analyst, you have to target for data analyst, senior data analyst, lead data analyst. And then maybe if you are interested in the management side, go for the Scrum Master or Project Manager role. If still you are interested in the technical side, then you go for data science part. Hope I answered your question, Kamesh.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. This is the path. And one more thing I want to tell to everyone. Please don't take suggestion from anyone who is not into this particular field. Suppose if you will ask me something about manufacturing, mechanical, civil, sorry, I'm not the right person. Why you're asking me? Similarly, if you're asking this question, always ask to an expert who is into this field, and don't ask only from one person. Okay, always take suggestion from at least two person and then make a decision. Okay. Yeah. Next question, Madhurima.
हाय सर।
Yeah. Hi, Madhurima.
सर जैसे मैं आपको पहले बताई थी कि मेरा अभी एक प्रोजेक्ट से रिलीज हुआ है, दूसरे
Okay.
प्रोजेक्ट का इंटरव्यू वगैरह चल रहा है।
Hmm.
तो उस टाइम जब मैं मेरा प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर से बात की थी, तो वो ऑटोमेशन के लिए बहुत ही फोकस कर रहे थे कि ऑटोमेशन
Okay.
के ऊपर बनना चाहिए ये सब। तो उसके ऊपर आप क्या बोलते हैं?
Okay. Currently, you're working in which job profile, Madhurima? Testing?
Not testing. I was working in data pipelining of the
Acha.
jobs. So
Okay. ठीक है. See, automation, I will not tell it's a fancy word these days, but yes, it is very much needed while creating the pipelines. And if anyone is doing testing in both the job profiles, automation is very much required because no doubt it saves money for the client. Okay. So if you're not into automation and if you're asking me, Tanvir, what to do, my straight answer is quickly start working on it. Okay, you have to start working on it. And for automation, like if you're creating pipelines, so you might be using that CI/CD pipeline and then you're scheduling it, right? So check the orchestration tool, whatever you're using. Maybe you might be using that Airflow, your Control M, whatever it may be, and then you can do it. Because if you are working on the pipeline, it will not take much time for you to start working on the automation part, Madhurima. Okay. So you have to start working on it. It is required. And if anyone is in the testing side, ETL testing or database testing, you also have to start working on the automation. And that's what your Python, and I will take 1 3-hour session and I will show you how you can automate using Python. So that is also required for you. And that is why in ETL testing side, nowadays they're asking for Python skills. Hope I answered your question, Madhurima.
हाँ, तो ऑटोमेशन करने के लिए मेनली पाइथन इज रिक्वायर्ड, राइट?
हाँ, Python is required. Then you should know Unix as well. Unix की भी जरूरत पड़ेगी. You should know Unix as well. Unix shell scripting. Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
okay, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, Pooja Bisht.
Yes, sir. I want to ask about the basic computer skills I need to learn.
Basic
Like,
computer skill. हाँ. Yeah. Please go ahead.
which terminology I should be aware of so that I can give the interview.
Currently,
And
you are
where
in
should I
college, no?
start? I have completed.
Completed. Okay. When you were taking classes, you were in college at that time, I believe, right?
I
शायद,
was in.
not sure.
I had taken a gap of 1 year.
अच्छा. ठीक है. No issues. So, for you, like, so can I, shall I consider you as a fresher then? Shall I answer from that perspective?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, one thing I want to tell, and I'm very much bothered about fresher and the college students. I'm very much bothered about this two sect of people, freshers and the college students. Don't take it in a negative way, but they are the one who are fooled these days like anything. कोई भी आके कुछ भी कहानी पढ़ा के चला जाता है इन लोगों को और ये बेचारे कुछ या कुछ समझते हैं. See, if you are a fresher and if you are appearing for interview, the interviewer will not ask you questions from the rocket science. They will not ask you that much in-depth question because we know what you have studied in college. If you are completing BTech, so I know you might have studied 48 to 50 subjects, right? In 4 years of BTech, approx we used to study 48 or 50 subjects and then maybe 8 to 10 labs. So I'm very much sure that you will not be having a knowledge of all the 48 subjects. It's not practical. So when we interview a fresher, I will ask a question, okay, in which subject you have a stronghold? So maybe if you will tell database, then in that I will ask, okay, which particular area? So if you are as a fresher, first of all, and don't do this mistake as well. Once I was reviewing the resume of a fresher, he has mentioned everything, yeah. He knows SQL, Python, Power BI, AI, ML. Trust me, he mentioned everything in the resume. How is it possible a fresher can know all those things? It means you're fooling, you're thinking I'm a fool, right? So if you are a fresher, and the interview is asking you a question, so in any particular area, wherever you think you should have an in-depth knowledge of it, any particular area, and then apart from it, you should know the basics. They will not ask much in-depth question to you. When suppose if they're asking from SQL, no, they will ask, okay, what are the different types of joins? What is the difference between inner join and left join? What is a cross join? They will ask this type of questions to you. They will not ask much tough questions to you. Okay, so the answer is, in any particular subject, you should have an in-depth knowledge. The project on which you have worked, you should have an in-depth knowledge. In final year, you must have worked in a project that you should have in-depth knowledge. And then the basics you should know, like what is a database, why we need database, the different terms and terminologies in a database. Then a little bit about Python you should know, like what are the different types of the data types, data structures, right? And then the basic Python programming like palindrome and the Fibonacci number, even number, odd number, reverse number, and all those things. So for a fresher, this is sufficient. Okay, actually the market is little bit down these days, but it is gaining momentum. And I will request everyone to at least spend 30 minutes daily on LinkedIn. Okay, many wherever I'm finding that there is an opening, I'm commenting on it. So apply there. Okay. So hope I answered your question, Pooja.
Yes, sir, but I am from non-tech background.
हाँ नॉन टेक से भूल जाओ यार you forget you are from non-technical background Pooja. Okay, what I told you
Okay,
the
then
topics,
also.
or do one thing, I will share the list of topics with you, okay, on which you have to work, and you start working on it, and you don't have to go in in depth. The basics if you know, that is sufficient for you. Okay, non-technical कुछ नहीं होता. I'm telling everyone, forget about it. There's no term non-technical. Nowadays the world is flat. Why I'm telling world is flat? If you're appearing for interview, interviewer is least bothered what you have done in your previous project. Maybe you have worked for NASA or ISRO. Interviewer is not bothered about it. Interviewer will just check that I am asking you a set of question, you answer it. That's all. If you're able to answer it, we will hire you. Okay. So just think about it. No other thought. I have seen biotech people, biotechnology people, they're working as a data analyst. Microbiology. Okay. Microbiology is nowhere related to the technical side. They're working as a data analyst. Okay. Fine then. I hope I have answered to everyone, and I think we have crossed more than 1 hour. So thanks a lot, everyone. Any other question, anyone?
सर और एक क्वेश्चन था.
हाँ जी, yes, मधुरिमा.
वैसे 2 ईयर तो हो गया है मेरा इसी डेटा पाइपलाइन के ऊपर काम कर रही हूँ.
Okay.
बट अगर अभी मैं जॉब स्विच करने के लिए ट्राई करूंगी तो बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर क्या पूछ सकते हैं?
Data structure, don't give much stress on the data structure because you have completed 2 years. Okay. So now you have to understand the basics of ETL, basics of database. That should be crystal clear. Okay. Because you are into the data engineering side. There will be no compromise on it for you. Like what is star schema, snowflake schema, difference between them, OLTP, OLAP, ETL, ELT, data warehouse, database, data lake, and all this. This terms has to be crystal clear. Then SQL should be very strong. Out of 10, you should tell 9. Python is strong. PL SQL means if it is good, then it is fine. Unix shell scripting has to be strong. Data engineers, they don't have to learn Power BI. Data engineers, they don't have to learn advanced Excel. It is not required for you. But these all things what I told, this is needed for you, Madhurima. Okay?
ओके सर. एक्चुअली मैं डेटा पाइपलाइन में काम तो की हूँ बट इट वाज वेरी बेसिक माइग्रेशन पाइपलाइन. सिर्फ इट वाज काइंड ऑफ डेटा कॉपी ओनली.
Okay.
सोर्स से टारगेट तक
So
डेटा
do one
कॉपी.
thing. Do one thing. Do one thing. If you have anyone in your project who has worked on the complicated projects, try to just get a KT from him. Because even
Okay.
if you have in the data migration, no, so you know like how to create the pipelines. Now, if anyone has worked on the complicated project, so just you would have implemented some ETL logic or the business logics, right? That will be the difference. So try to get some knowledge around it. That will be sufficient. Or maybe I'm planning to take a workshop on that as well, one by one, and I will show you all those things. Okay. So fine. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you all have learned something new. Okay, and we will upload this session on YouTube, and then we'll connect next time. Thank you. Good night. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
And I'm very sorry, I
Thank
forgot today.
Thank
I have communicated somewhere in Hindi or English. I'm very sorry. I try to keep the session always in English. So maybe those who don't know Hindi, I'm very sorry for that. Don't take it in a negative way. I try to speak in English only during the sessions. So from next time onwards, I will try to mind it. Okay. But thanks a lot, everyone. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Net.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much, sir.
thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you,
one
everyone.
question I would like to ask, if possible.
You give me a call tomorrow if you don't mind?
Sure, sure,
Okay,
sure, sir.
you give me a call tomorrow at 11. We will discuss in detail. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.